Saturday afternoon. A much delayed episode of All Things Football is back. Good afternoon. Welcome to it. My name is Apiwe Roto, and we are here to talk all things football. The show is available on YouTube. Remember to comment at the bottom of your screen. Hit that like, click that like button if you happen to take a liking. If you're new to the show, you're welcome. Uh, Plenty to talk about the world of football. Great, exciting matches lie ahead. Rained goals in the first week of the Carling Black Label knockout, with with which presented a shocker with Orlando Pirates crashing out in the round of 16. Rivalry will be renewed in the quarterfinals, which are going to take place next week. I'll fill you in on those a bit later in the show. Here's news making headlines in the world of football. We start with Mamelodi Sundowns. Coach Mangoba Mngeti, who says confirmed that midfielder Temba Zwane is expected to miss 4 to 6 months of action after successful surgery. The 34-year-old picked up an Achilles tendon injury while on international duty in Bafana and was where he was substituted, uh, making way for and replaced by a Pirates midfielder and Dito Maswanganye in Congo's 1-1 in the 1-1 draw and Brazzaville against Bafana Bafana. Bafana Bafana remain with 2 games, which will see them travel to Uganda and before before hosting South Sudan in the last game, which will take place on the 15th of November, with the away game in Uganda taking place on the 4th, 5th, 11th of November. Here's how uh, on to our story now. Coach Mangoba Mngati has made a statement with regards to the 34-year-old surgery. Uh, but where he usually has been playing an instrumental role since returning. Now, if you remember clearly, Temazwane has been playing an instrumental role and is proven to be Coach Hugo Bross's go-to guy as Bafana Bafana are concerned, and had a great AFCON. We're looking for the news. We seem to have a technical issue. By the way, All Things Football would like to apologize for not coming in last week due to unforeseen circumstances. If we can just get the story of now, the question many have been asking: will Bafana Bafana do? How Bafana will can or Sundowns manage against Kaiser Chiefs? Well, Timbers one is missing, and he will not be in the picture. Now, onto in a statement that was made by the coach. He stated last week Friday that he stated that the operation took place on Friday. He said in response to kickoff inquiry during the press match conference, where they after that 5-0 win over Golden Arrows. So we are hoping in 4 to 6 months he will be back, and we are very optimistic because he is a generally a very fit player, and normally he comes back quicker than normal, which is gonna be a positive for Pirates Sundowns rather. And we know his level of professionalism is second to none, so we know he will work hard to get back as soon as possible. We wish the midfielder a speedy recovery. On to our other news. Coach Cape Town Spurs head coach Ernst Middendorp has made expressed displeasure deems at what he deems as match fixing in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. The Urban Warriors are currently without a win in the last 3 matches and lie ninth on the table. Ninth, they lie ninth on the table rather. In a story that he in a story that he in an allegation in what many deemed to be an allegation, if we can just find the story. Now the Urban Warriors finished 1-1 against Uppington City, where they were reduced to 10 men after Michael Morton was sent off. And a story is Currently underway, we have Relay M who are about to take on Sekhukhune United, and that game is about to take off. I'll give you an update of what you can expect as far as that game is concerned. Currently trying to find the story regarding Coach Ernst Middendorp and what he had to say with regards to the drama in the National First Division, where he expressed match fixing allegations following the events of last week. Now, the Ebony Warriors returned were gained promotion last week via playoffs. However, they would go on to be relegated after an underwhelming performance. They are winless in their last three games after a 1-1 draw against an informed Uppington City, with where they were held to a draw last week Sunday. Now they finished that game with 10 men after defender Michael Morton was sent off. With this result, saw Middendorp's players charges dropped to ninth position, 6 points ahead behind Durban City, who are top of the table after seven rounds of fixtures. In a statement, 2 weeks after releasing a statement, went on to say, if you're not politically connected in the second tie, you suffer the consequences. He penned another emotional statement about regarding officiating in the league, where he draws the attention of league sponsor, the Motsepe Foundation, owned by Dr. Petrus Motsepe. Now, the former Calcius mentor, or more or less, accused the league of allowing match fixing, stating that after seven matches, he was convinced referees influence matches to their own desired outcome, and that they are influenced by social forces. In a statement titled "Law Breaking in the Petrus Motsepe Foundation League," the statement reads, Petrus Motsepe, whom I hold in high esteem, certainly does not like to hear the following statements. Middendorp wrote, furthermore, it is understandable that SAFA and NSL authorities want to protect their referees per se. The fact is the fact is repeatedly that reported repeatedly referee decisions, mainly referees and line referees in the Motsepe Foundation, ignoring the rules and regulations of the game under the roof, not getting revised. You like it or not, but it opens the door to arbitrariness rather, in the Patches Motsepe Foundation League that damages football continued. Continue the statement. The statement goes on to say, considering that almost every league and every match in the Patches Motsepe Foundation League is observed by a match observer or other equivalent of a referee assessor, there are no consequences for officiating errors. Here I am not discussing error management. After experiencing now new 7 games in the Petrus Motsepe Foundation League, I am brave to say that referees internationally guide games to a desired outcome. Referees' decisions are influenced by social forces. Evidence is available, the statement reads in part. On to another story. Dr. Petrus Mutsepe's CAF president finally addressed the matter regarding the Nigeria and Nigeria and Libya national teams. Now, uh, I'm sure you are familiar with the story that's been doing the rounds with regards to the AFCON qualifier between Nigeria and Libya, where both teams were no show. The game did not, one game did not take place. Uh, because Sunday night, the Nigerian national team expressed displeasure at the treatment they got at the Libyan National Airport, where they were left at the Al Abrak International Airport for 26 hours. For 26 hours without 20 hours rather, without food, water, or cell phone access to a nearby cell phone. In a story that was made, Libya also expressed displeasure to their treatment prior in the game prior. They expressed their displeasure to what treatment they got when they got to Nigeria, where they found themselves landing in Lagos instead of landing in Uyo, where the game was supposed to take place. In a story that was made, in a statement, the CAF intervened by confirming that CAF has since confirmed that an investigation has been is being conducted after Libya complained also about the way their side was treated upon their arrival in the country before Nigeria left stranded at the above mentioned airport a few days later. So, what's the story behind this? Uh, on Tuesday afternoon, the Super Eagles pulled out of the encounter. In the story, it reads, the pulled out of the encounter that was initially supposed to follow the game between the sides that took place between Nigeria and Libya on 11 October, which ended in a 1-0 win for the home team. Let's get the story again. Now, this is what Dr. Patrice Motsepe, who was CAF president, deemed to be a lack of sportsmanship. In a story that, and now I'm currently looking for the statement, which stated that the CAF, which is football's governing body in Africa, is conducting an investigation along with the federation's disciplinary board, and the appropriate action will be taken. Speaking at the 46th governing body of African football, uh, uh, 46th the governing body of African football's 46th Ordinary General Assembly in Ethiopia, Dr. Motsepe issued a firm response to the incident, where he said, when there was a problem of the Nigerian national team in Libya, I will not comment on that because there is a proper investigation being included. But I want to emphasize the principal will not tolerate, he stated, because this is something that has been going on for quite some time. Forget about the Nigeria Libya situation because it has been properly investigated and appropriate action will be taken. I have heard too many stories of a football club or a national team going to a country. You spend hours at the airport and they not ask you about those documents. That is not meant to be. Ask you spend hours and that is not meant to be assessed. That is not meant to be assessed. And apparently during COVID, they will look at the last best 10 at the best 10 players from your team and say those players have COVID. This is a lack of sportsmanship that has existed, and we have not taken effective action. The Nigerian Football Federation has since demanded that CAF award them the 3 points and 3 points for the qualifier against Libya. And for the 3 points, 3 goals for the qualifier they boycotted against Libya during the game that did not take place. Now, if you remember clearly, now you must understand that whenever a team wins by walkover, the reason they want a goal 3-0 win, should a team be a no-show or decide to boycott or whatever the situation, you've had Ethiopia not long ago placing eligible players and win that game, the game against Botswana in 2013, a World Cup qualifier. They went on to lose that game by 3 goals to 0 because of a law they did not abide by, fielding suspended players, be it fielding suspended players or not showing up for a game. You could suffer serious consequences, where the opposition team will win by a walkover. Onto our other news. Botswana have appointed coach Morena Ramorobedi to take over the men's national team on an interim basis as head coach of the Zebras, and are currently in their group after recording back-to-back wins against Cape Verde, home and away. Ramorobedi is currently at the helm of Botswana Premier League side, Jwaneng Galaxy, with whom he has won the league and the last season. He won the league with them last season and led them to the Champions League, where they did present to be presented an upset rather against Orlando Pirates. He has quickly established himself. He's no stranger also to South African football, having led Bafana Bafana to the COSAFA Cup sixth title in 2021. He's quickly established himself as one of Mzansi coaches to look out for, having started with humble beginnings from Maluti FET College, a side which he led to a 4-1 win over Orlando Pirates in 2013, which was close to a decade ago. Now, the Bloemfontein mentor is was in a statement that was takes over Botswana on an interim basis while they look for a permanent coach. In a full statement that was made by the Botswana Football Association. It's a rather long statement, lengthy statement, so I'll try to be as brief. But the Botswana Football Association appointed Mr. Rebedi rather as the interim coach of Zipra's head coach. The Botswana Football Association wishes to inform the public and the football community at large that Mr. Morena Ramorebedi as the international team's men's Botswana senior men's national team interim coach. The decision to recruit Mr. Morena Ramorobedi was approved by the Botswana Football Association National Executive Committee following the sudden resignation of Mr. Didier of Mr. Didier Gomez da Rosa from his position as Zebra's head coach. The senior men's national team, known as the Zebras, is left with two crucial qualifiers matches against Mauritania and one against Egypt, and need just a victory against Mauritania to qualify for the tournament for the showpiece. It goes on to say the appointment of the coach is meant to minimize the anxiety and the distraction around the Zebras camp and is a contingency plan for the immediate future. Mr. Maramoribedi will inherit the technical team left by his predecessor, Mr. Darosa. Ramoribedi's impressive list of coaching honors includes Botswana Premier League titles, the Orange FA Cup with success with Trident Galaxy Football Club, and in addition, he enjoyed a lot of Champions League success with the Botswana-based side. Mr. Ramorobedi has had much success in his native country of South Africa, where he was the coach of the national under 20s Amajita. I'm sure you're familiar with. That's what the national under South African national under 20 are known as, where he won the COSAFA Cup. Fundamentally, Mr. Ramorobedi satisfied our recruitment criteria as a coach with the ability to and the pedigree to give us the best possible chance of qualifying for the AFCON to be held in Morocco late next year. The Botswana Football Association wishes to express its unwavering support to the senior men's national team course as they attempt to make their second appearance at the top table of African football, the AFCON, with the last one dating back to 2012, which took place in Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. Mr. Ramarabedi and his technical team have a single-minded focus on giving us the best possible chance of going to Morocco. Lastly, the Botswana Football Association would like to thank Coach Mr. Darosa for bringing us this far and wish him well in his endeavors. And these are exciting times for Botswana and at that senior level, and we look forward to Mr. Ramorobedi we look forward to welcoming Mr. Ramorobedi at to the Zebras. Close quote. On to our next story regarding the South African Football Association has provided an update regarding the absence of Abongile Tom. Now, referee Abongile Tom has been surrounded by controversy lately with regards to some officiating, which has left a lot to be desired. And which has left a lot to be desired. The last time we saw Abongile Tom was in the MTN 8 final between Orlando Pirates and Stellenbosch, where we saw some decisions which were left many displeased. In a which left many displeased after he made two errors, giving both Stellenbosch and Orlando Pirates an advantage, where they took set pieces in wrongful positions, and both set pieces led would eventually lead to goals. Speaking to head of referees at Safa, Abdul Ibrahim explains why the referees not been doing PSL matches for the past weeks. In a statement, speaking to Kickoff, he says, Abogile Tom is still a very active referee. He's currently at is currently at the Kosafa Women's Championship tournament, which is currently taking place in Galeja, giving an exclusive update to Kickoff. He says from the MTN 8 final, 1 or 2 recommendations were made, and our technical committee, as they always do week in, week out, what they were dealing with recommendations. But Abongile Tom is still very much officiating. He is not suspended. Abraham also touched on the good performances of all the referees in the curling knockout round of 16, uh, save for a minor incident or two. He goes on to say, like I always say, wherever the punches look, generally the match officials are doing well. It's isolated incidents that people always comment about. The match officials are always doing well week in and week out. We have isolated incidents where people assume that they have done badly. I mean, if you tell me we have 10 to 20 incidents that happen over the weekends, then we have something to worry about. We keep telling our match officials to stay focused. Now there is no room for errors, as a lot of mistakes have could be deemed to be expensive, with many feeling that teams have been relegated and have had coaches lose their jobs because of referees poor refereeing decisions. In a story, it goes on to say, we keep telling our officials to stay focused. Uh, we tell our match officials to stay focused, and they need to remember that their job is not in the media. Their job is on the field of play. That's where they need to focus and concentrate. We try our best to keep them motivated and all the time. Asked about the penalty appeal involving Patrick Maswanganye that in the Collie knockout game against Magesi, which where Pirates fell short by 3 goals to 2. Abraham said at this stage, I haven't received, it is difficult to comment. I have not received anything from the review, and I'm not sure they've said on that one. But yes, if we only have one angle, then it's difficult. So we have a foul to say whether we have a foul or not. So we cannot comment on the foul incident at all. Royal AM have been removed in other news stories. Royal AM have been removed from the could be removed from the PSL Battery Premiership due to the unpaid 12 million owed to former striker Samir Nokovic. In a story that was recently released by the PSL, in a story that was recently in a statement that was recently made by the PSL, the headline states that they could be expelled from the Battery Premiership because of the 12 million debt they owe after his contract was terminated in 2022. The club owned by Mamkiza was handed a transfer ban after their appeal was dismissed by CAS, which stands for Court Arbitration of Sport. They've been unable to register new players. We saw this affect the women's team also in the Hollywood Bet Super League. As a result, they went on a protest demanding for unpaid salaries, and this has since affected the DSTV Discit Challenge side, who decided to pull out of the who have since been removed from the DSTV Discit Challenge. Even Andy Limpisana. Now this has also led to club chairman Angelo Mbisane having to play for the first team. Now the statement reads that if Royal AM fails to pay Semir Nokovic, they could be expelled from the league, lose points. The PSL confirmed that they would enforce that any decision that is handed by FIFA. On to our last story, we're still talking about still on the Samuel Nokovic case. Royal AM's hand will be forced in this case, according to the forward's lawyer. According to Samuel Nokovic's lawyer, the club's hand could be forced and could have troubles after the appeal was dismissed. The club is still struggling to deal with the three-window transfer imposed by FIFA, which has contributed to the side being unable to sign players, as we addressed. Now, the Kickoff magazine is in possession of the 21-page arbitral award by the Court Arbitration of Sport, with intriguing facts on the matter, which include how much Nokovic was due to earn at Royal AM, and after signing his contract, which came into effect on July 1st, 2022. Now, in a statement that was made, the next step it says the next step is for immediate payment to be made to Samir, including interest. Dade says Davola Lezic, who's from Zagreb in Croatia, who is a lawyer to Samir Nakovic. The Serbian Strikers award calculates to approximately 10.5 billion before the cost of arbitration to be determined by the CAS court office and other costs. If payment is not forthcoming, several actions can be pursued, such as further transfer bans, points deductions, or even severe sanctions like relegation to a lower division. In this regard, granting the club additional time to settle its debt, I can confirm that we have on Wednesday, 23 October 2024, notified both the National Soccer League and the South African Football Association on the ongoing issues. We firmly believe that they will act swiftly, considering that the responsible party, the club owner has been attempting to evade this payment by any means possible. For more than 2 years, disputes often arise from misunderstandings about contracts and football education regulations, educating clubs, players, and coaches on their rights and responsibilities, along with collaborative efforts to promote awareness. Such to promote awareness can prevent conflict and ensure fair treatment. The case highlights the need for training programs and ongoing collaboration between associations, clubs, and FIFA to stabilize the football market, says Lazic, who was one of the lecturers on a recent online forum. Now the gathering also focused on increasing the quality of dispute resolution in African football, which hosted more than 80 participants from African football. Roleam could suffer a similar fate to Bloemfontein Celtic, which ended up paying Cameroon goalkeeper Patrick Tinyam 3 million rand from the league's grant. Celtic owed the former goalkeeper after a FIFA ruling on his unfair dismissal case, which came after his long stay with the club. With Celtic non-committal in paying, the matter was then escalated to SAFA, then PSL, where Tinyam's legal team pressed to settle an outstanding amount then paid to the club's grant. Here's on to our results. We saw. Onto our results, we saw the. Let's take it back to last week with the Carling knockout, which took place last week. Orlando de Stellenbosch keep their hopes of defending their Carling knockout alive after beating Amazulu by 2 goals to 1, needing extra time to do so. With Devin Titus sealing the win in extra time uh, after Tsepang Monereng forced an equal, cancelled the opener by Jaden Adams. On Saturday, on the 19th of October, we saw Pirates almost come back in a shock defeat to Amakesi FC, losing by 3 goals to 2. Another 3-2 scoreline we saw in Polokwane with Moreno Gallants coming from a goal down to win by 3 goals to 2 against Polokwane City. Mamelodi Sundowns putting 5 past Golden Arrows, while Kaizer Chiefs were to prove too strong for SuperSport United, beating them by 4 goals to 0. Cape Town City proved too strong at the Athlone Stadium for Royal AM, winning by 3 goals to 0. TS Galaxy beating Chipa United and during extra time, despite finishing with 9 men, where we saw debut strikers in Victor Litswalo and Zenan Zaimovic getting sent off, winning by an odd goal. Richards Bay also winning by an odd goal following an own goal by Siloni Sipombule. Here's how the quarterfinals line up, with Richards Bay taking on Cape Town City. Cape Town Kyle Chiefs will renew their rivalry with Mamelodi Sundowns. Cape Town TS Galaxy will take on Magese, while Morimo Gallants will face the defending champions in Stellenbosch FC in games which are to take place next week, Saturday on the 2nd and the 3rd of November. Here's how things panned out in the English Premier League. Tottenham played to win, proved too strong for West Ham in a London derby, winning by 4 goals to 1. Manchester City came from a goal down to win by 2 goals to 1 against Brentford to go back to winning ways. Aston Villa too strong for Fulham, beating them by 3 goals to 1. Aston Villa Newcastle falling short by the odd goal to Brighton, losing by 1 goal to 0. Southampton losing by 3 goals to 2 to Leicester City. Ipswich Town falling, who are yet to register a win this season, going down by 2 goals to 0 by Everton, to Everton. And of course Bournemouth did the unthinkable, beating Arsenal by 2 goals to 0. Arsenal Sunday, we saw Man City come from a goal down to win by 2 goals to 1, while Liverpool beat Chelsea in an entertaining encounter by 2 goals to 1. Nottingham Forest, Chris Wood gave Crystal Palace the win on Monday in the Monday night football, where we concluded midweek weekend football by that odd goal at the City ground. Yesterday we also saw a game between Leicester City and Nottingham Forest, where we saw Jordan Yates and a brace by Chris Wood seal the game for Nottingham Forest, despite Jamie Vardy scoring an equalizer. Champions League football, Betway Premiership results. We saw midweek fixtures on the Betway Premiership, where Pirates won by 2 goals to 1, with Dion Horta getting on the score sheet just before the game came to an end. Mamelodi Sundowns and Royal AM. Mamelodi Sundowns winning by 2 goals to 1, with the Royal AM goal scored by Sibangani Zulu at injury time. Chippa United losing to Stellenbosch FC by 2 goals to 0, while while Mohaunkota's brace was enough to see Pirates go past Amazulu by 2 goals to 1 last night, and that consolation goal by Amazulu pulled back by former Kaiser Chiefs attacker and Bule Extreme. Champions League football returned on this week, match day 3. Monaco putting 5 past Verona Zvezda to win by 5 goals to 1. AC Milan 3-3 winning by 3 goals to 1 against Club Brugge. Arsenal winning by an odd goal against Shakhtar. Juventus falling short by an odd goal against VfB Stuttgart. Sturm Graz fell short to Sporting Lisbon, losing by 2 goals to 0. Real Madrid, thanks to a hat trick by Vinicius Junior hat-trick and a goal from Antonio Rudiger, and of course Lucas Vazquez were enough to help Real Madrid come back from 2 goals down to net 5 goals in a space of a second half, to win by 5 goals to 2. Girona, PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, and PSV Eindhoven could not be separated, playing to a 1-0 draw. Girona played to be too strong for Slovan Bratislava, beating them by 2 goals to 1. Same scoreline with Aston Villa Bologna. Aston Villa beating Bologna by 2 goals to 0 to remain undefeated in the Champions League. On Wednesday, Atalanta and Celtic could not be separated, playing to a goalless draw. Started the Brest by Leverkusen could also not be separated, playing to a 1-0 draw. Liverpool were the match victorious by the odd goal. Man City winning by 5-0 against Sparta Praha. Hat trick by Rafinha and a net goal by Lewandowski were enough to see FC Barcelona through against Bayern Munich, winning who scored via Harry Kane. Atletico Madrid fell short to Lille, beating them by 3 goals to 1 to get another Madrid scalp, having beaten Real Madrid by an odd goal. RB Salzburg beaten by Dinamo Zagreb by 2 goals to nil, while beaten by 2 goals to nil, while Benfica fell short against Feyenoord by 3 goals to 1. Young Boys stole it by Michael, stole help. Young Boys fell short to Inter Milan at the dying minutes thanks to snatch and grab by Marcus Thuram. Here's how the matches line up as far as the weekend is concerned. Currently underway, we see Royal AM taking on Screener United at the Harry Maguire Stadium, which is currently goalless with almost 25 minutes gone. Marima Gallants and TS Galaxy are also currently underway, along with Richards Bay and Stellenbosch FC. For the 5:30 kickoff, we will see Supersport United take on Kaiser Chiefs, and we conclude with Kaiser Golden Arrows traveling to Chippa United. Sunday sees Polokwane City taking on Mamelodi Sundowns, while Cape Town City take on Makesi. Tuesday, midweek football will see Amazulu taking on Chippa United. Skukwena United will take on Richards Bay. TS Galaxy will welcome Orlando Pirates. Wednesday sees Super Sports United travel to Golden Arrows. Royal AM will welcome Polokwane City. Kaiser Chiefs travel to newcomers, Makesi FC, who will be looking to claim another Soweto scalp. Mamelodi Sundowns will take on Cape Town City, while Thursday will see Stellenbosch FC taking on Marumo Gallants. English Premier League fixtures this week. We'll see Manchester City taking on Southampton. Kickoff for the fixtures at 4 p.m. Brentford will welcome Ipswich Town, while Wolves travel to Brighton. Aston Villa will welcome Bournemouth, and we conclude Saturday night football with Fulham traveling to Everton. Sunday sees Crystal Palace take on Tottenham Hotspur. Chelsea welcome Newcastle at the Bridge. West Ham take on Manchester United, while we conclude the game with a blockbuster of a match which should be an entertaining encounter as far as the game is concerned, with a much anticipated Arsenal taking on Liverpool. Catch the Ballon d'Or ceremony, which will take place at the Theatre du Châtelet in Paris, France, on Monday 28th. Time for the ceremony is 9 p.m. Now we have a nominee as far as the ceremony awards are concerned. Our very own Ronan Williams, who is nominated for the Yashin Trophy, which is Goalkeeper of the Year. On to our football segment of Football Focus, which will focus on the much anticipated El Clasico. Now, the game will kickoff for that fixture tomorrow is at 9 p.m. South African time. On a head-to-head basis, we see that both 10 matches, both sides, they've been no draws. They and Both sides have won evenly won matches, 5 each. The only difference is the scoreline, which is a narrow scoreline, with Real Madrid having netted 16, while Barcelona have a slight advantage, scoring 19 goals. The overall head-to-head fixtures, the two teams have met 285 times, winning 105 wins by Real Madrid, while Barcelona have won 118 fixtures, with 62 ending in draws. The match is earmarked as one of the most important games in football calendar in the world's football calendar. On in as these teams are also deemed as the powerhouses of world football. We also talk about Real Madrid, who are 15 times UEFA Champions League winners. They're currently defending champions of the Continental Trophy. Fresh from winning midweek, they're gonna ooze with confidence, as both their Brazilian signings were on netted hat tricks as far as the Champions League is concerned. We turn our attention to the home side, and Real Madrid came from behind to net 5 goals in the second half to win with a thriller. The defending champions, currently undefeated in the Real Madrid are yet to lose at home as far as the league is concerned. Your players to watch include 24-year-old Vinicius Junior, who was played netted 8 goals in 13 matches and created as 4 assists in all competition. This player, we talk about someone, the Brazilian, who has the ability to that many defenders struggle with, which is speed. He's got the pace, he's got, and he scored, is a liking for scoring crucial goals. He knows how to position himself. He can go from being a winger to playing as a second striker. He can switch from winger to second striker, along with Kylian Mbappe, who develops recently developed liking with just not just scoring goals but also creating goals. We also saw this against Dortmund, where he contributed an assist for Antonio Rudiger to help open the floodgates, where Real Madrid would eventually uh, win by 5 goals to 2. Now, the last 10 meetings produced results, with the host holding a slender advantage, with the host holding with the visitors holding a slender. However, the hosts hold a slender with the hosts holding a slender advantage, having netted 19 goals, while Barcelona have netted 16, 3 goal difference. Expect pretty much the same same starting 11. However, Los Blancos have to make some forced changes, because due to and are expected to miss your first choice goalkeeper in Thibaut Courtois, who has been ruled out with a groin injury, while has been onto our story of onto our story. And now now first choice goalkeeper Thibaut Courtois is expected to miss the game due to a groin injury he picked up. Another injury is to Rodrigo, who also has an Achilles problem. Hopefully, it's not serious, and we're definitely going to see these players going forward, to make a difference as far as the team is concerned. Onto Here's how the teams are predicted to line up as far as this game is concerned, starting with the home game. Here's what the expected lineup could. Here's how they could possibly line up, with the keyword possibly. We No, they usually play a 4-3-1-2, with your four. Do you have your left back, your right back, your two center backs? You have your two eights. You have your six. You have your two eights and the 10, and your 10 in front of the two strikers. On to We could have could just as absence. Andrei means Ukrainian goalkeeper. Andrei Lenin will stand in for this Classico, and Long Lucas Vasquez is also going to start, replacing the injured Danny Carvajal, who will be out who's on the receiving end of a long-term injury. Netted a goal against Dortmund on Tuesday during the Champions League. Adam Militao, who struggled against Real Madrid, Dortmund on Tuesday, is also likely to start, along with centre back Antonio Rudiger, who also has a liking for crucial goals, and has the aerial powers that could be a threat to the Barcelona defense. Ferland Fendi was not the best player on the rim against Borussia Dortmund. Uh, However, his pace has been deemed worrisome for the young and quick Lamine Yamal, who has excellent footwork and pace. A defensive midfielder will have Aro Chouamini, and a central midfielder in Federico Valverde, while we have Eduardo Camavinga, Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, and of course Eduardo Camavinga, Jude Bellingham as your number 10 attacking midfielder, striker Kylian Mbappe, and of course Vinicius Junior as a second striker. As far as Barcelona is concerned, here's how they could possibly line up in the game against Real Madrid. Remember, kickoff for that fixture is 9 p.m. South African time. Let's have a look at how they could possibly line up. potential 11. What do you think? Tell me, by the way, as I carry on, tell me what you think of the starting 11. Who do you think should get a start? Who do you think should come on? Feel free to comment and hit the like button and subscribe to the show. Ineka Banner is live process could possibly start for the game. To retain fresh from with Stegen ruled out with injury. He's likely to return. Jules Kunde could come in. Pau Kobasi, Inigo Martinez, Alejandro Balde, Marco Casada is also likely to start in a injury crisis midfield that has been struck Barcelona. He has handled the pressure well and will be filled and is likely to be rewarded with a start. Pedri is also likely to start. It has been predicted to start alongside Fermin Lopez, who will be coming back into the team after a month on the sidelines, and most likely to return to the bench. However, he was impressive against Bayern, so chances are he might start that game. 17-year-old Lamine Yamal will also come in alongside Rafinha and Lone Stroll, who they are out and out center forward, and Robert Lewandowski is said to join to start is part of the starting 11. Possible These are possible starting 11s. These players might start. They might be a difference to what you see and what you hear on the show. This calls time on our show. It's good to be. Thank you for tuning in advance. Hope you enjoy the football and enjoy the show. Apologies for the picture quality and the technical issues that make the show difficult to come on. Apologies for last week also not taking the show not taking place due to unforeseen circumstances. Back again next week to give you the what expect give you what you can expect as far as the Carling knockout as the quarterfinals take place. Uh, calling the Carling Cup rather quarterfinals take place. We're gonna talk about that. The much anticipated quarterfinal between Kaiser Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns. Kaiser Chiefs are yet to win at the FNB Stadium since 2017. The 1st of April, have not beaten Sundowns in any competition since 2021. That was in Loftus, that comeback from behind 2-1 win. That's all we have time for. My name is Apia Hodo. This is All Things Football. Let's give it a name and call it a day. Take care of yourselves and each other. Cheers.